Alright, let's get into it right here.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like
Let me check the resolution.
to take a minute, just sit right there.
Okay, so first off, this position is really good. Just getting a first shot at these guys can delay them by 10 seconds at least. And even if it doesn't, it builds your ult. And so pretty much the game is won in ultimates for the most part. So it's a good position.
How I became the prince of a town
And you can escape pretty easily if it gets bad and you see a
called
grapple.
Bel Air.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within.
Go home to Bel Air.
Actually, let me look at that real quick.
Bel Air.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to
One thing is that when that Widowmaker got up there, you probably should have like crouched. That was one thing after watching the video is I don't think you crouch enough when dueling Widows because it's gonna make you harder to hit. And additionally, when you are here, this is somewhat of a wide peak, which basically you're gonna want to be able to like close the sight line between an enemy at any given point. So standing closer to here, so you could have gone into that cave, might have been a little bit better, and that still probably would have given you sights on the Widow, and still sights on the Junkrat. But if you get like down to 80 health, then you can escape.
love
You don't have to use a grapple hook.
Go home to Bel Air.
I came back to let you know.
Wait, actually, put the diva in there. Let me
I
check.
searched to find the
Oh no, the
love
diva's there. Never mind. My
within.
bad.
Go home to Bel Air.
I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all shooting some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I begged
So another thing is this position isn't inherently a wide peak. I want to point out because the cover that you have can actually be it can be far away. It doesn't have to be like right next to you, but it's just for that particular Widow. See, this is your kind of cover because they're coming through here, and if you just walk behind this thing, then you have cover.
Auntie and uncle in Bel Air. I begged and pleaded with her day after day, but she packed my suitcase and sent me on my
And be really, really careful when dueling Hanzos. Like right there, you probably should have like crouched a lot. But so Hanzo, a lot of people don't think this, but he is a counter to Widow because basically, even though his bullet is a little slower, it's still more or less hit scanned, and he has the sonar arrow over you. So he basically always has your ultimate.
way.
So
She gave me a kiss.
right here, this is somewhat of a wide peak against the Hanzo, so you might have wanted to grapple out. So you're grappling here, which is
And then
good.
she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman on and said I might as well kick it. First class, yo, this is bad. Drinking orange juice out of a champagne glass. Is this what the people of Bel Air living like? This might be alright. But wait, I hear the prissy, bourgeois and all that. Is this the type of place that they should send this cool cat? I don't think
That's
so.
good.
I see when I get there. I hope they're prepared for the Prince of Bel Air. The plane landed, and when I came out, there was a dude look like a cop standing there with my name out. I ain't trying to get arrested yet. I just got here. I sprang with the quickness like lightning disappeared. I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said freshen it a dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab was
Yeah, and this is where I was really stressing the movement, is you don't ever want to end up like that. So I'm pretty sure you have sights up at this point. Yeah, this is just game sensically bad and mechanically bad of this Widow on several levels. It's good that you kill her, but
if anything,
I mean, this is just such an easy shot. Like if they were crouching and like AD spamming, then they would have been a little prepared for it. Even though they're in a good position, I mean, they can get into cover easily.
say that this cab was rare, but I thought, man, forget it. Yo, home to Bel Air.
Oh yeah, another thing is when I couldn't hear like the audio on this, but whenever you hear a rip tire, if I'm playing like a hit scan or really anything that can take down a tire, I will just literally not shoot anything and basically only be looking for the tire. Because like even if there's like enemies and you can see them clearly, I just won't shoot at them and I'll just look for the tire. Because here it fragged two of your teammates and they've basically won the team fight. Because even if you did end up fragging one of them, like it still got two. Yeah, there wasn't really much to avoid that, to be honest, because so basically against dive comp, their jumps are going to be on a cooldown of 5 seconds, and you have your hook is on a cooldown of 8 seconds. So if your teammates had been alive, then there might have been more that would have been able to done, or if you weren't like solo healing with the Zen, you probably could have been like pocketed by your mercy. But yeah, it's pretty quick play comp. You know how that goes. I don't know where that shot came from, because it really did look like you were getting shot at, but... Oh, I guess they're there, yeah. Nice. Let's go. Honestly, right there, you still had sights on the McCree, so like I said, that was kind of like a wide peak where you couldn't get out of it. You still had sights on the McCree, so you didn't really need to chase the Mercy that much. If you really wanted to, you probably could have dropped off of this thing and then gone to the streets and then used the payload as cover.
Made that money on a Monday, yeah. Ratchet bit on a runway, ooh. Throw that money on the runway, yeah. Ratchet bitch on the runway, yeah. Took her on a double date. She tryna eat good steak up on her plate. Gucci on my feet, ooh. Gucci on my face, yeah. She a thought, get up out my face, ooh. Damn, hurry, woo. Diamond been flurry, woo. Taking my money, woo. Ooh, yeah, hurry, woo. Diamond been flurry, woo. Taking my money, woo. We make a movie, boo. Yeah, going 8 like you go. Move out the way, please don't be a hero. Bling, blow, ooh. She no skateboard P. Bling, blow, ooh. She no skateboard P. Yeah, going 8 like you go.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna look at that again, but from what I can tell, that's pretty unlucky.
Yeah, going 8 like you go.
Was your team alive? Yeah, your Genji and your soldier died. So yeah, and your Zen said as well. So at this point, it probably would have been better to like grapple out. I wasn't paying enough attention to the kill feed. So. Yeah, but it's actually good that the Winston ulted because he had already won the team fight. He took down your only healer, or their team did. Like they took down your only healer, and they took down 2 other guys. So they pretty much won no matter what. And he just ulted you, and he could have just like regular killed you.
Made in Tokyo, damn, just like most my clothes, damn. Chain on skateboard P, skateboard BB, my OG. Whole city waiting on me. Fuck boy hate on me like it's they only JOB. You owe respect, yeah, pay your fee. I changed the game up like the last level, got beat, it's BIG. And I did the Jesus pieces. I did the power 3 pieces. I'm your niggas OG, yeah. I'm at a level you can't see, yeah. Mine Jacob, yo shit, costume, jury, Halloween, yeah. Level up, level up, level up. Never let my dogs down, I let them up. You in the clique full of niggas I can never trust. Backstabbing, that was never us. Only thing behind the back.
So here this is a good position, but another option you can take is this little tunnel right here, and basically here you are like you're kind of close to the McCree, and if you're in like there you could be a little further away, but it's just still a good position.
That was never us. Only thing behind the back was the past. Treat my first day like it's my last. Well, my first single was my last. That should show you right there where I'm at.
Yeah,
We've been
going ape like nigga. Move out the way, please don't be a hero. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Yeah, going ape like nigga. Move out the way, please don't be a hero. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Yeah.
Nice.
Hold up, baby girl, yeah, you know I got it. Ooh, yeah, ooh, nigga kinda poppin'.
Nice too.
I've been buying Louis, I've been shopping. Gotta get it, ooh, yeah, no option. KY run me back, KY run me back. Swisher on the track, Swisher on the track.
Yeah, that once you saw the McCree, there wasn't much cover for you to run to, so the best option probably would have been to grapple out, because it was yeah, it was on cooldown. You still had it. I don't know what your Zen is doing. He's pretty far pushed up.
Yeah, going ape like nigga. Move out the way, please don't be a hero. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Yeah, going ape like nigga. Move out the way, please don't be a hero. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P.
That's a good position. Nice. So yeah, there wants to like you had cover once you moved to there, but generally what I use for cover in this area is
Be a hero. Bling loud, ooh, Chino
see if we'll
skateboard
get to
P.
it.
Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P.
Is these pillars make okay cover? I mean, it's not great, but it is better than nothing. And actually, is your team alive? Let me check.
Move out the way,
Or
please
is your
don't be a
Junkrat's
hero.
dead?
Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P. Bling loud, ooh, Chino
You
skateboard
took
P.
down their diva,
Yeah, going ape like nigga. Move out the way, please don't
and your Genji's dead,
be a hero. Bling loud,
and your Zarya's
Chino
dead.
skateboard P. Bling loud, ooh, Chino skateboard P.
Yeah, so here I know it kind of like sucks, but it's like the best option. I knew you like just got here, but the best option is to kind of run away because your team fed. Like, there's not much to like be clutched here. Yeah, this is a let me rewind this a bit. So it's not terrible that you went like close to them, but you're probably gonna want to go to this side of this sign or this side of this sign, because here you have very little cover, and honestly you might have just wanted to walk because the Junkrat is pretty close and it puts your hook on cooldown. Oh, I thought the Junkrat was gonna come here. But yeah, do be careful of Pharahs because Even though Widow is technically counter to Pharah, at close range, Pharah will win a Widow duel. There you might have wanted to just like use your submachine gun. What I see a lot of players do is they'll like take one scope shot and then switch to their submachine gun. But it's kind of a preference thing on that. Yeah, that and you had your like Genji with you, so it's not like super important to deal like spike damage or like a headshot or something. Yeah, here you might have just wanted to go to like spawn because you don't win like the cooldown fight, and they jump you again, and your hook is still on cooldown, and your team isn't really with. Yeah, everyone's just not in the same area. Like your Zarya was in access, your other guys, I think your Junkrat and your Genji were like way pushed up mid, and then you're on like truck. So yeah, I know this is like quick play, but like the concepts that are used in scrims still do like work, but even though nobody takes them seriously. But Hanzo is a good switch because it does take care of this monkey. But this is old Hanzo. He's got the scatter. The new Hanzo is actually still good against him because the jump is really powerful. Like his space ability might be his most powerful ability. Is that good? Nice. Here you could wall climb to the right because there wasn't much cover. If you had wall climbed, you could have gotten the mega heal, and it would have put you on high ground. Another thing I may want to look at is this Sombra EMPing. So a lot of times, I don't know if this was what the Sombra is trying to do, but a lot of times if they EMP, they're gonna be looking at your Zen because that's only gonna give them 50 health. So just keep an eye on where the Sombra is in relation to where the Zen is, because you may have just wanted to like take a shot at the Sombra at least if they were on your Zen. Wait, is that a Riptire? Yeah, so here you should be shooting at the Riptire. This can actually like change the tide of the fight. And you have scatter up, so it would be like an easy kill. Okay, so the main things to focus on are one is movement, like when you're doing widows and stuff, just be sure to like crouch. Two is your positioning is overall good. It's good that it's aggressive, and but also like you don't want to be passive at the same time. Just make sure you always have some cover with you. And what else? Oh yeah, when your team like feeds, just run away. Like I know it kind of sucks, but like just yeah, the best thing you can do is run away. Unfortunately. Trying to think. Oh yeah, and rip tires. Make sure if you're anything that can deal with it to always be looking out for that. But um, yeah, overall good VOD. Some other things I'm gonna mention real quick that either gonna be super helpful or totally irrelevant. One is if you're trying to join a team, the best thing you can do is main hit scan DPS, which is what the role they're gonna be assigning is. So basically, I would recommend learning Tracer and Brigitte if you don't already know them, because a lot of teams like for that slot you have to know like Tracer and Brigitte really well, and they're likely gonna want you to know how to play Soldier and McCree, but generally the projectile DPS will take whichever one of those. So it's not super important that you know those. And another thing is if your scope sensitivity is, it should be exactly at 38 in my opinion, because basically, so 50 scope sense is like, it's the same thing as your sensitivity exactly, but you have to lower it a little bit because like the field of view change. So that's psychologically like the same sensitivity is 38 as your like non-scope sense. Additionally, if you could figure out your DPI, a lot of people don't know their DPI, which is like dots per inch on your mouse, and basically multiply that by your sensitivity. It will get you your this unit I call real sense. So mine is 1200 times 3.75 equals 40. Wait, really? Did I do that right? Yeah, 4500. I thought it was 4500, but so mine is 4500. Generally, you're gonna want this number to be like below 5500. Like it's at that point, it's pretty much preference. I'm pretty sure DeFrance is like right at 5500, but if you look at somebody like Ryu Jaehong, they're like 2900 or something like that. So it is preference, but if it's higher than that, it makes it a lot harder to like get mechanically better as like Widow and stuff like that. So those are the main things.